views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
And good morning, everybody, and welcome to Open, the only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B, and we've got you covered right here on Channel 67's Open. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. Now, coming up on today's show, we'll take a look at a coalition of community gardens to join. They're going to be joining together with a goal to foster grassroots change. Then after that, we'll sit down with a writer, an emotional wellness activist, for discussion on her work to bring the subjects of race and culture to the forefront. And then we'll check out the Bronx Community Green Fair. Ooh, they're in the house, and we're going to see who has collaborated to bring healthy eating and farming demos to our borough. And then after that, harvest season is in the house. They are here, and we're going to be talking about a lot of the things that they're going to be doing. We'll find out about a day of art, entertainment, music, and more. And then we'll travel the world to take a look at a renewed focus on global tourism. And then later on, we'll discuss HIV and an upcoming event with a goal to take charge of your health. So stay tuned. We're open. We've got a whole lot on deck next. And hello, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. Open's Channel 67. It's the only live and interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Stay connected to us through social media at bronxnet.tv. BronxNet TV. Leading things off, happening every Tuesday through November the 13th, La Familia Verde, the Farmers Market, is taking place, and joining us with all the information and all the details with this collaboration, we have farmer and activist Karen Washington. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let me see your thumbs.
Look at my nails.
Oh, all right. We got green thumbs and nails. All right. And so you are planting and you're harvesting. Tell us about what the wonderful things that you're doing in our community.
Yes, so La Familia Verde started 16 years ago because we looked at the food system in our neighborhood. It's a collaboration of 5 community gardens and 4 rural farmers that bring a fresh local produce into our neighborhood.
Yeah, upstate farmers coming down?
Upstate farmers coming down and 5 community gardens local here in the Bronx.
Yeah, yeah. So how did you learn how to farm 16 years ago?
Well,
is it in the family? Is it in your blood? Is it the green thumbs?
I started really in my backyard, and then I moved to a community garden called the Garden of Happiness, where I just learned how to grow. I mean, I just put a seed in it, and it was the tomato that really changed my life.
Yeah, the tomato changed your life.
The tomato changed my life because it tastes so good. I mean, the store was like, it was pink, it had no flavor. But when I grew my first tomato and I bit into it, the essence of sunshine, ooh, I got hooked to grow everything.
Yeah, did you put a little salt on it, just a touch?
No, because
some
it's
sea
sweet.
Salt,
No, it's sweet.
some Himalayan?
Like,
No, you didn't need anything.
Didn't need anything.
So that changed your life. That changed your whole way of looking at eating healthy foods.
At the food system, definitely. Yeah. And then I wanted to start to grow everything. Found out I couldn't grow everything, but I never lost that passion.
Yeah. What are you planting now? What are you growing?
So we're growing a lot of herbs and a lot of Mexican food. We got collard greens, we got tomatoes, we got papalo, tomatillas, epazote, a lot of things.
What's epazote?
So epazote, we have a
spice.
We have a huge Mexican culture. So it's almost like a cilantro, like papalo.
Gotcha.
So we have the flavors of the Bronx at our market.
I'm salivating over here. I'm trying to figure out how I can use some of the stuff that you're growing. Can you bring some the next time?
Definitely,
We'll
just for
pile it right
you.
up here on the table. I'll get some of my Himalayan salt. You got cucumbers?
Cucumbers, eggplant, green peppers, cilantro. You got it all.
You know, I was traveling down south and I broke out a couple of, I had the almonds, I had some cucumbers, some all natural. And it's all natural because you know what you're putting in it. You're not spraying it with powders. So I had all that stuff, and I even opened up an avocado while I was driving. Don't ask me how I did it, but I did it too. Cut it in half, opened it up, got my Himalayan salt, and started scooping it out with a spoon.
I hope you weren't
drive.
driving.
You can do it, but don't try it at home.
Definitely.
So you've been doing this, you're enjoying it, and how does the food get distributed?
Well, the thing about it is that we have a market, we have everything laid out. We take EBT, we take SNAP, we take health bucks, we take the FMNP coupons.
Oh, good, okay.
So everyone, and we take smiles, and we take cash. But one thing about our farmers
I'm gonna
market,
come there with a big smile and see what I can get. I'm gonna bring a big sack.
because it's a community-based farmers market, one thing that we take pride on is no one should walk away because of hunger.
Yeah,
And so sometimes we have people who are homeless and they need something to eat. So we just say, you know what, feed your family. We want to give back to our community.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm loving it. And how did you come up with the collaboration?
Well, we came with a collaboration because we looked at our food system in our neighborhoods and saw that we had to go out of our neighborhood for fresh local produce. So we figured since we're community gardens, we already grow things, let's put our energy together. We had the health of the health department, our council person, our district manager, and everything seemed to align to do this farmers market.
You have Andy King working with you?
No, it's Richie Torres.
Richie Torres.
Richie Torres, that's right, is working with us. And so it's been a collaboration of love. It's really getting people to understand where their food comes from and the local produce that is grown here in New York State.
They said eat locally, eat locally. So how did you get the upstate New York people to chime in?
Well, really, it's really dispelling a lot of myth because farmers didn't want to come. I heard farmers didn't want to come because it was too far. The Bronx was dangerous. Poor people were not going to afford food, and so we just sort of dispelled that myth. And so farmers are coming, and like I said, it's been a collaboration for the last 16 years.
And this is a commitment to the community.
Without a doubt, we want to make sure that healthy food is a right for all and not a privilege for some.
All right. So what are you getting ready to harvest now?
So,
this is harvest season.
Yes, it's harvest season. So I'll be in the garden tomorrow. We're going to be picking some collard greens, some callaloo, again, papalo, papiche, epazote, some eggplant, and eggs from our chickens.
What? Wait a minute now.
Quack, 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 quack.
You
Yes, we have
growing
chicken.
chickens like plants?
We got chickens for their eggs. For their eggs.
So you get some scrambled eggs, make some callaloo, put some callaloo in it, and what do you mix with that?
I don't
you
know
making
that.
breakfast over there?
I know. But we do have a cooking demonstration.
You
though.
do?
We have. I think that's really essential because you can't get people to eat healthy if they don't know how to use it. So we have a cooking demonstration as well.
Good, good. So you got the big farmers market. What's the dates that we can come down and?
So every Tuesday from 8 to 2 o'clock at Tremont Park. Be there, be square, and we're there up until November 15th. So enjoy.
Right. You can still harvest stuff up until November. You got the winter stuff, right? Well,
you can
winter greens, is that true?
With winter greens, but it's a long season for us from July to November, and by November it gets very, very cold. So we're done then.
So you just pick everything and get everything out, and you
Correct.
till the ground, or what do you get it ready for the summer?
Yes, we'll get it.
for the spring.
We'll get it ready. Winterize it, and then we'll start again come springtime.
There you go. It never stops.
Never stops.
Yeah. It's a beautiful cycle. Thank you so much for all you do for our community. Karen Washington, give her a big round of applause, everybody. And before we go, where can we go for more information?
Yes, so our website, lafamiliaverde.org.
LaFamiliaVerde.org. La Familia Verde Farmers Market. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
All right. We'll take a quick break right here. We'll come back with more next.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls. But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes. Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. Our next guest is a writer, emotional wellness activist, and founder and CEO of Soulstice. Well, Soul Justice Season. I know you got the Soulstice thing coming up, right? Yeah. And she joins us with a look at her work in an upcoming event. Welcome, Shinyere.
Yes, hi.
Shinyere.
Yes.
Shinyere Davis.
Yes. Yes.
And I saw you over there, you were doing the Running Woman.
Yeah.
That's a new thing. Yeah. The Running Man, I know they had the Running Woman.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell us about your all the things that you're doing.
So, solstice sessions.
Solstice sessions.
Like when you think about a summer solstice.
Say it 5 times.
I can't. So when you think about a summer solstice, you
Yeah.
think about a time of transition, a time of growth, a time of change. And when I created my blog, Soulstice Sessions, it was at a very pivotal point. I had just graduated with my bachelor's, and I was going through a lot of depression and like emotional, mental instability.
Yeah.
And so as I began to go around my community and converse with other women of color, I realized there was this shortage as far as accessibility to resources for women of color, Black women, to come and talk and get that support about whatever it was that they're going through.
So you have the blog and you're getting it all out. Has it helped you with
Yes,
everything you've been
tremendously.
going through?
Yes, exactly. It started out as a blog, and then it ended up as this huge event curating platform, and I love it.
And it's just a way of getting things out. You know,
Yes.
you can't
Yes.
hold that stuff inside because it makes it a little even worse.
Yes.
So you have this huge event coming up. Tell me about it.
I do. So the event is called What Black Women Want. And it's dedicated to honoring the desires of Black women. Many times when we correlate different things to Black women, we make it a need. So Black women for generations have been conditioned to surviving. I'm teaching Black women how to live abundantly, how to go after your desires, how to take those limitations off of your mind, and promote emotional wellness in that process. So I'm having a beautiful panel of Black men who are there to talk to and support these Black women as we voice our concerns and our desires for what we want. Now's the time.
Oh, you need to come to the Circle of Sisters on September the 29th at the Jacob Javits Convention Center.
Okay.
Yeah. That's going to be nice.
Yes, I will definitely check it out.
Yeah.
I'll definitely check it out.
So how did you come up with the name What Black Women Want? How do you know what they want?
That's the thing. Many people don't. Many people think they know what we want, and then when we are verbal, it's tend to be translated into aggression. You know what I mean? Calm down. You know, it's all these stipulations when it comes to Black women voicing what they want. So I wanted to give Black women the room, the space, the comfort, and unlimited wine, because we're going to have unlimited wine there, to voice what it is that they want. Do they want more security and protection in relationships? Do they need more things from their career paths or their employers? What is it that we need to succeed and to reestablish our positions?
Yeah.
You know?
Go ahead, talk about it.
Yes.
So you want other people to understand what Black women want too.
Absolutely. It is inclusive, and I make it known my events are open to any and everybody, but because it is a safe space for people of color, you have to come willing to talk about race, social injustice, different things that we experience.
So this is like taking on a new life for you. You
Yes.
got everything out. You're not depressed anymore.
No, yes.
Everybody has a little bout every now and then with depression. But,
of course, yes. I'm
this
able
is a way for you to get it all out.
It is, and I realized that it's possible. And once I realized that, I was like, I have to show people. I have to relate. I have to show women. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of money or even health insurance. There are different resources accessible to you for you to come and gain that collective community support. So
on this date, the date that you have chosen, which is
Sunday, September 23rd.
the 23rd of September,
Yes.
what's going to happen? What's going to take place?
So we are going to have an open, honest dialogue between Black women and Black men. A lot of times I know when Black women are referenced, we are known for our strength and our independence, but a lot of times people don't understand that Black women want to be vulnerable. Black women want to learn more about interdependence when it comes to Black men. And so I'm giving us the room and the floor to be able to talk to our sisters, but also talk to our brothers as well.
So you have both on the panel?
Yes, yes, it's awesome.
People in the audience learning?
Yes.
You got people, got a microphone in the audience, people asking questions?
No, it's literally like a collective conversation. So it is a intimate event, but it is everybody can talk.
And
Not
this
just
is
one.
It's going to be live streamed or?
No, I don't live stream my events, but I always do promo videos so people can get a glimpse of what's going on because it's a very safe space. I don't want to,
Is there a price to get in?
Yes, there is. So the only reason why my events are priced is so that way I can bring the wine in and reserve the venues because it is all self-funded.
So everybody bring their own brown bag? No, I understand.
It's all self-funded.
Yeah.
So I always make tickets affordable. I always do early bird tickets that are available for $10, and the general admission is $25.
Is this a nonprofit organization you're talking about?
It's a profit.
It's for profit, yeah. But you still need people to help you out.
Yes, it would be tremendous. Yes.
So
tremendous help.
You need help. How do you get that help?
I basically write. I write a lot. I reach out to people that I know. I write for a men's column with Texture magazine, and
because you need that funding.
Yes, you do. And I just try to get it out there. And slowly but surely, it's been coming around. But it would be wonderful if more people could know about it.
There you go. Well, tell us about it. Where can we go? Is there a website?
Yes.
Where can we go to see more?
You can go to Soulstice Sessions.
Soulstice Sessions.
Yes, SOUL, Soulstice.
Soulstice Sessions.
.com. Yes, and you can find out all about it and even email me at soulsticesessions@gmail.com.
Give her a big round of applause.
Yes.
Shinyere.
Thank you.
Shinyere Davis, writer, emotional wellness activist, founder and CEO, Soulstice Sessions, blog and emotional wellness platform for women of color.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're always welcome to come back again, okay?
Thank you, thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break. I've got more on deck next.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
welcome back. Hey, you know, on October the 14th, the Bronx Community Green Fair is going to take place. And joining us with a preview, we have Roberta Todd, project manager, and David Shefferman of the Manhattan College. We welcome you guys to the show. First time?
First time on Open.
Yes, first time on Open in the Bronx. Yes, yes.
So tell us about the fair.
Okay, so this fair is a collaboration of community groups in Northwest Bronx.
I see where you're coming from. Go
Northwest
ahead.
Bronx, right? And it is churches, regular community groups, and civic groups. So the origin of this fair started with the Earth Ministry at Christ Church, Riverdale. 3 years ago, we had a fair right on our grounds.
Yeah.
And then we discovered, we were kind of up on the hill in Riverdale, and then we discovered that our sister church, the Church of the Mediator, on Kingsbridge and 231st Street.
So you have the Earth Church and the Church of the Mediator.
We have the Church of the Mediator and Christ Church Riverdale, all part of the Episcopal Diocese of New York.
Got it.
We, from our religious perspective, believe in honoring Mother Earth. So we ended up combining our ministries with this church because this church has wonderful grounds. They're doing bioremediation. On Sundays, they have a farmer's market.
And they fall in line with a lot of the things that you guys believe too.
Yes.
Yes.
So we came down together, and last year we did a fair. And now you're probably wondering, why do we have Manhattan College?
All right.
Okay, I just want to share with you on why we have Manhattan College engaged. Manhattan College has a program that has freshmen that come forward. And those freshmen helped us last year to do a fair where we had over 250 people, basically in the Northwest Bronx.
Yeah.
And you know, when you say West Bronx, some people say west of Grand Concourse, some people say west of the Dagan, but all we can tell you is that it's east of the Hudson.
Yeah.
So that's so we call that the Bronx. And this year we're doing food. So your person that spoke before is to our heart. We're having farmers markets.
It is harvest season, yes. And the harvesters are here.
We
Is
also
that a word? Harvesters? Yeah, people who pick.
Right, there are.
Okay.
And we also are addressing farmers' justice in New York State. So we are trying to address everything with food, including waste. We think it's important. We're addressing waste from the perspective of packaging and plastic. Waste from the point of view that you should be composting. And at the Church of the Mediator on Tuesdays from 8 to 10, they take community composting. So a lot of apartments don't do composting, but you bring your composting in. That means your food waste.
Got it. I was going to ask you, what kind of waste
are
you talking about?
Food waste. When you're in the kitchen.
Yeah, food waste.
Food waste. You just bring it down, you put it in the bags. The sanitation department picks it up. And the point is that it doesn't go to global warming. So people don't realize the impact. And I'm going to just say, if we Americans wasted less food, put less food into the garbage dumps, we could lower global warming. That is the American public.
Gotcha.
So the goal of our fair, so the important thing about the fair is we want people to come in the community, have fun, but learn and take away something. We're having the Bronx Museum Children's Bus will be there because we want to have youth there. You know, you have to relate to our waters. They need to be clean because that impacts our fish. And then we go to the plastic. Now, you know when we get to the plastic, please. So we're going to have a big campaign.
I have no plastic on me.
And education against plastic.
I have a rubber case, that's about it.
That's all right. But that plastic just lasts too long.
Yeah.
So we really...
it's not biodegradable. It doesn't go back into the earth.
Years and years and years, thousands of years. And we have fish. It breaks into little pellets. So we all know the poor birds eat it, feed it to their babies. So we eat it. It goes in the fish. We eat it. So we are going to be supporting a campaign. We're hoping with this new election that New York State legislature will allow New York to act on plastics.
Wow. They say you are what you eat. So no plastic surgery?
No, I didn't
no
mean
plastic. So David, how did you meet up with Roberta?
So it's actually through one of my colleagues, Margaret Groark, who's very active in Bronx politics, and she also is our community-based learning director, faculty director. So she's really, and others on campus, working very hard to get our students involved in the community. We have a lot of programs that really emphasize bringing the class to the community and the community into the class. And it was through Margaret that put Roberta and I in touch. And we realized this was fantastic. It was the perfect opportunity for our students to get involved right down in there, just outside the gates of Manhattan College, and to make these very deep and meaningful connections with these sites in the neighborhood and with community partners.
You heard about what they were doing, right?
We heard, and then Roberta.
Cleaning up the earth.
Exactly, doing fantastic work. And the point of this program, this first year program we have, is we call a learning living program. It's called the Arches, and we really try and connect some of this what we call community-based or service learning with what's going on in the classroom. And Roberta and I hooked up, and again, a lot of people involved, but it was really our friend Margaret who put us in touch, and it really just opened up these amazing partnerships and fantastic opportunities for our students who help weekly with the composting collection. Some of that composting, it's collected by sanitation, or they use it actually on the grounds at the church for bioremediation. They're helping with the farmers market, and of course with the green fairs we did last year, and this year we're excited to be back to help in that project again.
So when is the green fair? Can we all come down?
Everybody's
invited.
Please,
One thing, it's free. That's the big word, free. And it is Sunday, October 14th, and it's 1:30 to 4:30, and it's at Church of the Mediator, and that's on Kingsbridge and 231st Street. And we also are going to have cooking demonstrations.
Oh, wow.
So we're including that.
Cooking.
So it's good for children, it's good for adults, and we'll have a raffle. We're going to raffle, we're not sure what, but it'll be something good, and the raffle will be free. We're not charging anything.
Can you charge them compost or waste?
We're not
we
don't want them to bring the waste on Sunday. You bring the waste Tuesday, 8 to 10, Church of the Media.
Waste has a time of its own.
Yes, that's when the waste comes.
Don't mix the waste with the fair, right?
No, we're not mixing the waste with the fair, but we want people to really come and have a good time.
But that is educational. People need to know that there is a place they can bring their waste and they can help the environment and help Mother Earth.
And to also put props out. Margaret is also associated with the Northwest Bronx Community Clergy Coalition, and they're part of our coalition. So that we have.
You spoke about Margaret about 2 or 3 times.
This is Margaret Croak, who is
She's one of my colleagues at Manhattan College on our faculty in Department of Political Science, but again, is very involved in
the Bronx.
In the Bronx, and especially.
Does she believe in climate change?
I think she's a climate change believer. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but my suspicion is that, she would not deny.
In a Bronxite. In a Bronxite. But, we are really excited. We're also going to have a DJ. So we'd love to have you now. We're going to have a DJ Laura. So there's going to be music. It's going to be a fun event.
Yeah, last year it was fantastic. We had perfect weather. We're hoping we get as lucky or have the right connections again to bring us that beautiful weather. The market will be running, farmers market will be running that morning and into the fair.
All right.
So a lot going on.
Yes.
Right? So we're going to harvest and cook.
Yes.
On Sunday, October the 14th.
Yes. 1:30 to 4:30.
Okay.
Be there.
What's the website?
The website is bxcgrfair@gmail. No, that's the email. You go on Facebook at Bronx Community Green Fair.
Bronx Community Green Fair.
At
Bronx Community Green Fair.
Yes. Just
Bronx Community Green Fair.
All right.
We got it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Give them a big hand. Roberta Todd, Project Manager. David Shefferman, Manhattan College. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
And come back. You got to come back with some harvest stuff, though. We can put on the table and show everybody what you're growing. And then we'll have a cooking demonstration on the other stage over there.
Okay.
You ready?
Perfect.
Yes.
I will do it the next time.
Okay.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Thanks.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me.
the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Hi, I'm David Lesh, legal correspondent to the morning show Open. If you have a legal question that you'd like me to answer, please send me an email at davidlesh@bronxnet.org, and I will address it on our Ask Your Lawyer segment.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
And welcome back. Our next guest is from the U.S. Office of Kazakhstan Tourism and joins us for a look at this country's programs and activities. We welcome David Valera to the show. Dave, welcome. And you're doing some wonderful things. Tell us about some of the things that you're doing.
Sure. Thank you. I appreciate you having me. I just want to say I'm a big fan of your show, 107.5.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
It's good to meet you here today. Doing a lot of things. My office represents the U.S. Kazakhstan Tourism Association.
Yes.
Which is a newly formed organization, which is exclusively dedicated to promoting and advancing Kazakhstan's agenda in the United States.
Right.
I am happy to say I'm the only American in the country that's literally doing that, thanks to my good colleagues and friends, Sandra Trim DaCosta and Henri DaCosta from the Bullion Foundation for supporting me in this process.
The Bullion Foundation does great things. You know.
Absolutely, the best.
We're going to be talking about them all over the world, just like we're going to be talking about this all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely,
yes.
absolutely. But I'm essentially an advocate and speak on behalf of the people of Kazakhstan with respect to the benefits of tourism and visiting the country.
There's a renewed focus on tourism in Kazakhstan, right?
Yeah, there is, and more importantly, the country has a big misconception. Because it ends in "stan," people equate it to Pakistan or Afghanistan, and
Kazakhstan.
Exactly, exactly. But the fact of the matter is, it's completely removed from there. It's in between China and Russia. It's in Central Asia. It's in the heart of Central Asia.
And Kazakhstan has taken a stand on tourism.
Yes, and its tourism is something that is really a once-in-a-lifetime experience. They are multicultural. They offer an incredibly diverse tourism experience. And you know, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to really discover an unexplored part of the world.
Yeah, and you have the Cultural Immersion Program. Tell us about it.
Well, there's several. The Cultural Immersion Program is a program created by myself with the help of individuals in Kazakhstan and my colleagues, and that Cultural Immersion Program provides for any visitors to come, live with a traditional Kazakh family, experience the culture, learn the cooking, and sort of live as true Kazakhs do.
Tell us about the culture and the cooking.
Well,
we're always at the food.
Yeah.
We're talking about food.
Yeah.
The segments here.
The culture is predominantly originated from Turkey, so their cooking is similar to Turkish. Their traditional dish is beshbarmak. Beshbarmak, yes, which is essentially, in American terms, it's essentially pasta, onions, and meat.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So that's to simplify it. But it also stands for 5 fingers because the Kazakhs were nomadic people and are used to eating with their hands.
Yes.
So yeah, you eat it with your hands. If you want to. Of course, we can use a fork and knife like
sit
I
in
do.
chairs or sit on the ground?
Well, that's another interesting thing. In the cultural immersion experience, you live in what's called a yurta, which in American terms is a tent, homemade tent, and you eat, sitting down on the ground on a table. and they play traditional.
A little flat table about
yeah,
maybe a foot off the ground.
Exactly,
like that, yeah.
exactly. And usually the families get to hear traditional Kazakh singers come and play traditional Kazakh songs using traditional Kazakh instruments like the dombra.
The dombra.
The dombra, yes.
Yeah.
It's essentially a small guitar that gives off a great tune, and I encourage everybody to try it.
And everybody's under the tent doing that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've just recently returned from a trip there. I spent the summer there, and I greeted about a little over a dozen American families. Every single one of them couldn't get enough of it.
Sandra, are we going next?
You're actually free to come, and on that same note, actually, let me add something. Both myself and my colleagues in Kazakhstan recently created a program called English for Jazz Star. There's a Facebook page on it.
Yeah.
English for Jazz Star is a cultural immersion program for students, specifically targeting minority students from places like the Bronx and the 5 boroughs and so forth. And really, it's an all-expense-paid trip to Kazakhstan.
Great. Maybe we can get Mike Nobby and the crew, Helen and the crew from BronxNet to bring some cameras down. We'll bring some students. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's an all-expense-paid trip to Kazakhstan. It's a non-paid position, but it's 60 days. And what you do is you teach English. You don't have to have experience. You simply work with children ages from 14 to 18, and you have conversational English with them. And I'm proud to say that as one of the architects of this program, with the collaboration of my colleagues in Kazakhstan, the program has been an enormous success.
So, what does the horses have to do with it?
Well, that's a great question. Horses are a very big part of Kazakh culture. As a matter of fact, hundreds of years ago, Kazakhs were buried with horses. The Kazakhs were the first ones to domesticate horses in the world. And on that same note, the apples originated from Kazakhstan.
Apples?
That's right. And, nothing could be better than combining the Big Apple with the original apple.
I got you. All right, good.
All right. So Kazakhstan and New York specifically have a lot more in common than they care to admit.
Good. So when does this trip take place with the students?
It's ongoing now. As a matter of fact, just before I came on,
now.
Oh, there are students arriving as we speak. And before I came on, there's about 10 students that are going to be arriving within the course of the next 2 to 3 weeks, and applications are ongoing.
Yeah.
So I would love to really engage some of the local students here.
That's
on
the
an
English
experience.
Jazz Star program?
English for Jazz Star, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So
All
it's
right.
it's a really beautiful part of the world. I discovered it as an American 7 years ago on a visit from a local citizen from that country who I met here in New York City, who invited me, and I've not looked back ever since. They have over 200 different nationalities. They are Central Asia's #1 economy. A big question I get asked is it safe? Which I understand. It's a legitimate question. And in 7 years going there, I've not once been made to feel uncomfortable or uneasy in any way.
Because it's surrounded by Russia and China.
Yes,
but
yes.
they have a government that's a functioning government. That's
yes,
working
and the government is very welcoming to all religions, all races. It doesn't matter. There's a big misconception in that country about what they're like. I will tell you, it's an extremely modern, beautiful society. We say it is the Central Asian Abu Dhabi.
Oh,
that's the best way to describe it. Or Dubai.
Or Dubai.
Yes, the Central Asian
It's an
Dubai.
oasis.
That's right, that's right. It's a landlocked country, but it has so much to offer in terms of culture, tradition, history, its welcoming nature, and just really an incredibly unique and fantastic once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Well, thank you for sharing all that wonderful information.
My pleasure.
And I'm sure a lot of people are going to hop on board.
I hope so.
Like you did 7 years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got the bug.
And we want to thank Sandra for bringing you here.
Yes, and the Bullion Foundation, along with Sandra, as you said, Trim DaCosta, and Andre DaCosta, who have been just unbelievably supportive. This interview would not happen without them, so thank you.
Do you have a website where we can go and take a peek?
Facebook page, English for Jazz Star, on Facebook. And you can look me up on Facebook as well, David M. Valera. And I'm more than happy to speak with anyone who's interested.
Thank you so much. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. David Valera, U.S. Office of Kazakhstan Tourism. Thank you so much, David.
Okay,
I'm
my
glad
friend.
you came.
All right.
We met you.
Good to meet you.
All right, stick around for a little while because we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back with more Open next.
All right, excellent.
Harvest time.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Hey, welcome back. Hey, you know, on September the 22nd, the second annual is going to take place. Second annual what? Well, we have the Sutphin Boulevard Business Improvement District. They're going to hold their annual Harvest Festival. That's what it is, the second annual. And joining us with all the previews and what's going to happen, we have the Executive Director, Glenn Greenidge. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you, thank you.
2 years, this is the second year.
Second year, and the first one was quite a success. We had 10,000 people come out for the first year.
I enjoyed it. I
Yes.
said, wow, this is the first one,
Yes,
but well, you know, usually people have a rough time on the first. I mean, it gets rough, but you know, the finished product was fantastic.
Yes, we enjoyed it. We enjoyed it, and this year it's going to be bigger and better.
What's going to happen?
Well, we've got quite a few things lined up. We're going to have a martial arts demo live, so that everybody in attendance will actually have a live session of martial arts. We're going to have.
That guy's pretty tough. What's his name again?
It's Cherie.
My wrist is still hurting from. I asked him to show me something. He said, "Oh, this is how you do it." I had to follow my wrist down to the ground.
Well, he
No, it
actually also trains law enforcement in terms of how to protect themselves, and as well as women.
He's a good guy.
He's
a good guy. He has a
very
great
good.
team,
He's very
excellent teacher.
Yeah, excellent. And then we're also going to be having Kiko Chambers, who on the sax, and she's bringing back her she opened up a studio, so she's bringing some of her students.
Right there on Jamaica Avenue, right?
Yeah. So that's going to be pretty exciting. We're going to have Old School Right Direction was there last year, so they're coming back.
Yes.
And we're going to have some gospel. So we're going to have lots of different music genres. We're going to have some awards. We've got some special people coming back to give some rewards. Kenny Carter from Faith. Fathers Alive in the Hood. It's a mentoring group, work with men and young men, and just, you know, supporting it.
And Glenn, you never know who's going to show up. People just pop up. Remember Jesse showed up from
Yes.
the Force MDs last year.
Force MDs, yeah. Yeah, we had a great
He
time.
jumped on stage and just he ripped it.
Yes, he did.
But
Yes,
our
he-
girl with the saxophone.
Kiko
Oh,
Chambers.
she's tremendous.
She's awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she's very awesome.
Extraordinary.
And so she's, you know, like I said, she's
Awesome.
coming back.
All of those words.
Yeah. So we've got we've also got just a lot of different kinds of things this year. We're gonna expand it a little bit, and we've got Greg Mays from A Better Jamaica, who's gonna talk a little bit. He's actually going to get an award.
Yeah.
He and I collaborate, and we have jazz, Air Train Jazz Festival from October to May in the Air Train Terminal. So he's coming on board. We're going to have Reverend Phil Craig, who's he's the neighborhood NAN Queens chapter coming.
Right, I know.
So he's going to be presenting. We're also looking at having the JFK redevelopment program talk to the community a little bit about a huge project that's taken place. The $10 billion revitalization of Kennedy Airport, and we're looking to have a community benefits agreement. So that's something that we're working on as we speak in preparation for that. So that's going to mean a huge amount of jobs for the area.
Yeah.
So,
So
all
harvest things are harvesting. You're harvesting. So Suffern Boulevard bid.
Yes.
All year you do things.
All
the
year.
Harvest Fest is just one thing that you
one
do
of
for the
many things that
community.
we do, because we also go out and we we feed a homeless shelter at Christmas time.
Yeah.
We also do with a soup kitchen. We work with a soup kitchen at Grace Episcopal Church. So we've got, and then of course we do Small Business Saturday, which is
Business Saturday.
yeah, which is an important piece to all of the, because the corridor, we've got about 134 small businesses.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure people come out. And we also do Hate Has No Business Here. And so that's part of our campaign as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we let people know that we encourage them to come out and to, that it's safe for them to interact and to be who they are, and whatever their gender, whatever their sexual preference, whatever their religion might be, that we want their business, and we won't tolerate hate in our community.
Okay.
So
a little something about the bid.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, but on this particular day, how did you name it Harvest Fest?
Well, we wanted to celebrate the end of the summer. We wanted to harvest the qualities of the community, because this year we're focusing on building our community, and so we're looking to make sure that we've got artists from the area that are coming in to bring their artwork and crafts and what have you. We're also focusing on the organizations that are doing things in the community.
Are all the businesses participating in the area?
The businesses are participating in the area and encouraging them to come and to partake and to to have fun. We're going to have the bouncy houses like they have, and we'll have
bring the family.
We'll
buy
have
from you
lots
all year. Come
lots
on down
of
and participate
food,
in this. Yeah.
lots of different, because of course Queens is a cultural capital of all of these cultures coming together, and so our festival is going to represent that as well from a food standpoint. So. We're very excited this year.
Oh, you guys are doing some great things.
Yeah, thank you.
In Jamaica, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
All right. Is there a website where we can go to?
Yes, www.sutphin, SUTPHIN, Boulevard, BLVD, bid.
There you go.
.org.
September the 22nd, Jamaica Avenue. What is that, 100 and?
Well, we're actually on Sutphin between Hillside and Jamaica Avenue, right opposite the Supreme Court houses.
That's where I want to be.
Yes, yes indeed. Yes indeed. We're
I'll see you guys there.
Looking forward to having you.
We'll have some fun too. Everybody's welcome to come on down. September the 22nd. The exact address, once again, is
8811 Sutphin Boulevard.
There you go. All right. Thank you. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Glenn Greenidge, Executive Director, Sutphin Boulevard Bid. Got the bid in full effect, the Harvest Fest on September the 22nd. We'll take a break and come back with more. More open next. Thank you.
Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Cheru has no choice. She and millions like her walk miles a day for dirty water. But together, we can end their walk by providing clean water close by. Instead of spending hours walking to get water that makes them sick, girls can be in a classroom and moms will gain back time to care for their families. Sons and daughters can grow up strong, finally free of sicknesses. It's true. When you just add water, you change a life. Learn more at worldvision.org.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
And welcome back. Hey, on October the 2nd, GMHC, put the periods in between, they're going to be holding their Take Charge of Our Youth workshop and for people living with HIV. It's important. Make sure you keep it right here. We'll let you know all the details. Joining us with all of that, we have Bo Ramirez.
Hello.
Bo, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So we were talking earlier. We were coming down the steps. I was saying hello to somebody who jumped high in the air.
I'm always jumping high in the air, yeah.
And you're still jumping. You have some things going on.
Yes.
Tell us about your workshop.
It's actually named Take Charge of Your Health, and it's for people living with HIV. It's a soup to nuts package on managing your meds, knowing what's latest and greatest in medicine. And it goes as far as the history of HIV.
Yeah.
It lets you know how to read your lab results, and it even covers sexual health as well.
Yeah.
It's very important for the community. I think it's something that's very vital for people who are still living with HIV, and it teaches, the output goal is that people living with HIV become partners with their doctors.
Yeah. You still have something called cocktails that they put together, or that was something of the past?
That's one of the biggest misnomers that are still out there. We don't even reference the term cocktails anymore. Most people are on single medicine therapies, so they take one pill a day for many people, but we actually go over that in details.
Yeah, yeah. Well, how many of those do they have? How many different
HIV
medications
meds?
that you can take?
Oh,
you can try this, you can try this, you can try that.
Right, and there's a variety of reasons why people would work with their doctor to pick the right medicine regimen for them. There's a large number of them. A lot of them revolves around what are the side effects that may or may not impact you, although there aren't that many side effects anymore. Some of them revolve around tolerances that your body has built up,
Toxicity and all that.
Things. Well, there aren't toxicities anymore.
They got rid of that.
It's
because remember it was very toxic and people were.
Yes, that's one of the biggest misnomers out there now about HIV meds. We don't live with that anymore. The things that people work on is really issue if there's resistance that's building between the medicine, then maybe perhaps you have to switch to another medicine.
Yeah.
So.
And what do they do? They block? Are they blockers?
Right, they block the cell's ability to replicate the virus.
Mm-hmm. So all that's going to be understood right there at the workshop.
Very, very much so. I think you sit through this workshop and you walk away fully informed. And it changes the interaction you have with your doctor.
Right. When and where is it?
It's October 2nd. It's at GMHC at a brand new location at 38th Street. I actually co-facilitated with my colleague, Mark Milano.
You said 38th Street?
38th Street, 38th and 8th, in our brand new office.
In Manhattan?
In Manhattan.
Yes. All right, yeah. So when did they start doing these workshops at this location? Well, this is a brand new location.
The brand new location. The workshops have been done for about a year and a half now, and I'll tell you what, for me, I've been living with HIV for over 25 years.
Yeah.
And I went to one of the workshops because I just wanted to know what was latest and greatest. At the time, I was dealing with issues with my doctors. I wasn't getting the most out of my visits.
Yeah.
I found most of my sessions were becoming information sessions, and we weren't talking about my health. So by going through this course, next time I went to my doctor, I was able to sit with them and say, hey, I know these are the side effects of the drugs. I know these aren't. I want to focus on I'm having this pain in my leg or something like that. So we could really focus on my health as opposed to everything being an information session.
But you can't tell you can't tell you have HIV.
No, I can't tell if you do either.
No, right.
So yes.
but how? There was a time where people, upon finding out, and there was that scare thing. But now you think people are acting accordingly and watching themselves? Or people think that because they have this medication that makes them look and feel good, that they can continue doing what they were doing.
Yeah, I want to avoid the term look lean more on feel good.
Feel good.
Yeah, feel good,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think there are people who've been living with the virus since the early 80s who you look at them and they're the person you're not going to say has HIV, but and then there are people that look sick and it may have nothing to do with HIV.
Yeah.
So that's a really something that we've learned over the years. I think what we're seeing now is that people can live healthy lives. People are now given a goal behind their meds, and that's to be virally suppressed. And if you're virally suppressed, you can't pass the virus to someone else if you're undetectable.
And they have a pill for that.
All HIV medicine drives towards viral suppression, drives towards being undetectable. Most people who are going, visiting an HIV doctor, that's what they're pushing them towards. So that's the goal.
And somebody that doesn't have HIV can take something that will block it also? I'm just asking.
There's PrEP, and that is covered in the course as well.
Yeah.
So the ultimate formula for success is one partner is virally suppressed, they're undetectable. The other partner is on PrEP, right? And in that case, the virus cannot be passed.
Yeah.
And that, if we move in that direction, then we're really moving towards a decrease in the number of new HIV cases.
Do you think people are being sexually responsible now that they have these types of medications?
Define sexually responsible.
Well, because back then, when the scare was out, upon first finding out that it was HIV and AIDS or things that were happening to you, people said, "Oh, I got to be careful."
Right.
And there was that scare, and people refrained from having sex for a while. But now that
I think there's always sexual responsibility falls on all of us, those who are negative and those who are positive as well.
Yeah.
I think what we're seeing now is in a social media culture that's starting to shift, is people are turning to web apps to look for how to engage in sexual activity. And we actually cover that in the course. It's something called serial sorting, where people are choosing their partners
everything
based
from
on
soup
status.
to nuts there at the workshop.
This is soup to nuts.
Yeah.
I walked out and I felt more informed than my doctor.
Okay.
And that's probably a bit of a joke.
But who's giving the course or the workshop?
I'm a co-facilitator with my colleague, and the area I focus specifically on is understanding your lab results.
Got to understand.
Got to understand them.
Thank you. Where can we
Great.
go to understand more about what's happening and what's going on?
Sure. If you're interested in the course, you can go to the GMHC website. You can go to the CREA website. You can go to the CREA Facebook page, or you can email me at boer@gmhc.org for details.
Bo Ramirez,
Great.
GMHC. Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
stopping by
It's my
and sharing
pleasure.
that information.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stick around for a while. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank all of our guests for joining us, and you, our viewer, for tuning in and checking it all out. If you missed any part of today's show, you can tune in to the recablecast of Open at 5 and 10 p.m. or watch anytime on the web at bronxnet.org, or catch an all-new episode Wednesday with our host, Darren Jaime. For all of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day, and I'll catch you over 107.5 WBLS. We got a live thing going on right after the Quiet Storm with Lenny Green. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. To choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. The Dr. Bob Lee. Catch you another day, another way. Love you all. Peace.